And so hello, SSD staff, scholars, families, and community. Superintendent Smith here. First, I want to reiterate and say again that I remain humbled and proud of our staff, our scholars, and our families working together to get scholars back into the classroom for in-person and online learning for the past 13 weeks of the 2021 school year. The purpose for this video message is to share news of change with you. Today, after 13 weeks of offering blended learning, in-person and online instruction, Summit School District has made the decision to pause all in-person learning for all scholars in grades kindergarten through 12th grade following the Thanksgiving break, beginning November 30th, 2020. I want to say that it is never easy to make a decision like this. However, we do so out of an abundance of caution and in review and continued discussion of multiple public health data points and additional district metrics to ensure that we are supporting the continued safety and health of our scholars and staff. What does this all mean? All district schools will engage in temporary full online learning starting November 30th through December 18th, which is the start of our holiday break. This will be 15 days of full online learning for all scholars. It is our intention to return to blended learning, our current learning model schedules, upon return from the holiday break on January 4th, 2021 for our secondary scholars and January 5th, 2021 for elementary scholars. We share your mixed emotions and feelings with changing public health guidance and our skyrocketing local COVID-19 cases. We are all well aware of COVID fatigue and the toll it is continuing to take on all of us. As was shared during our recent town halls and our Board of Education meeting, we are experiencing a drastic increase in COVID cases in our community, which continues to directly impact our schools, and we continue as a school district to prioritize scholar and staff safety and health in any and all decisions as we continue to think about holding in-person learning. Increasing quarantines within public health level orange guidance, next week we know we'll move into level red, are causing continued disruptions to learning and creating an unsustainable learning model with abrupt transitions to online learning and staffing shortages due to quarantines and outbreaks that can no longer be overcome at this time. Also, with our community spread, there is an increasing risk of COVID-19 exposures within our buildings, which is threatening our staff and scholars' health, even through our continued implementation of a myriad of mitigation strategies. I want to be clear, we know in-person learning is best, and this is what we have prioritized for the past 13 weeks. Research documents the importance of in-person learning, and the support our schools provide to scholars is far beyond academics. We know it is better for our scholars' academic and social emotional success to engage in in-person learning with their peers and among our amazing educators. However, we must follow the data. We must follow the science. We must follow our current realities. The skyrocketing cases, numerous quarantines, and risk of exposure at school is disrupting teaching and learning and creating an environment where our scholars no longer have a predictable educational routine. Scholars and staff are transitioning back and forth between in-person and online learning at a moment's notice, and this lack of predictability is stressful, unfair to our scholars and staff, and presents many different operational challenges. I also want to be very clear that this 15-day pause will not be like the spring. Our staff have been preparing for transitions to temporary online learning since we released our Return to Learn plan in July with our 3 different learning models: remote, hybrid, in-person. As you know, many small groups of our scholars and a few of our schools have already experienced a pause of in-person learning due to quarantines and/or outbreaks. These experiences have been met with positive feedback from our families and scholars considering the situation. Moving forward, let's work together to curb the spread to have a fresh start on January 4th, 2021. This modified plan and 15-day transition to full online learning in all of our district schools will only be effective if we, as a community, can slow the spread of this virus. The best thing each of us can do is to get our community transmission to manageable levels by following public health's 6 commitments to containment. Our community health, economy, and school district are dependent upon each of our decisions. Moving forward, each school has developed plans, extensive plans, for this temporary pause in in-person instruction that will best serve their unique learning communities. Please see school communities and communications for specific information about your child's school. I want to say again, thank you for your patience and understanding as we continue to navigate the COVID-19 pandemic. We are better together. We will get through this together. And thank you once again for all of your continued support for the over 3,200 scholars and 500 staff members here that serve you in Summit School District.